The year is 2060. The people of Canberra, all of you, wake to the dawn of a day long feared. Canberra 2060, Futures with a capital F, is all about the future and how scientists and experts are building future scenarios for trying to figure out the types of things that we might have to worry about and deal with over the next few decades. Particularly in the year of COVID, bushfires, hailstorms, everything like that, we thought that this was a nice opportunity to take stock and have some conversations about how we might like our cities to bounce forward from disasters. Canberra is a very special city when it comes to the combination of people and environmental elements of the city, as well as the kind of governance and the relationship people have here with the government is quite different to other cities. So capital F, I think, is just a bit of a pun. Canberra is the capital of Australia, obviously, and one of the things we talk about in the show is the capitals framework, which is a way of thinking about the types of things that cities use, not just money, but things like environmental capital and community capital and things like that. It's also a bit of a pun and you know, maybe alluding to a swear word. 2060 is a good point in the future because it's not too far away that we can't imagine it, but it's still far enough that we can think about what we might like it to be like. Within the show, we try and connect ideas like complex systems to the game. A complex system is something that is just a series of things that are connected. But the thing that's important is the connection between them, not just the things themselves. So thinking about a city and transport and everything like that, the way that all those parts of a city function together is what gives the city its identity and the kind of way of life for the people that live there. So it's not just about having buses and people and buildings, the way they interact is important. Learning how to deal with complex systems can help us manage it better and better think about how we want to operate the parts of our lives that affect everybody. In this game, all the solutions we put forward are a little bit silly and a little bit cartoonish. Part of that means that the specific solutions that we're offering to a lot of these problems are very unrealistic and silly and don't address the challenges properly. But they're not meant to. They're meant to be a useful conversation starter. We want all these stories in the show to be a launching point for discussion. So they're not the right solutions, but hopefully the show can communicate the way to think about these things that can be productive and lead to real solutions. We think that interactivity in theatre is really good and valuable. A lot of the frameworks for how we implement them into a game are taken from scientific ideas. In the Murray-Darling Basin, scientists use a process called participatory co-modelling to try and help farmers and environmentalists and other stakeholders get a better idea of the region. And that process was an iterative one where everyone was contributing their own narrative of the region to build up a common idea. And that then became a useful place to work from. I love making these games. One of the best things about it is that the show is never the same twice. Different people make different decisions and the outcome is always different. And that's really exciting as a performer. That's electrifying to have that kind of uncertainty in the room that you don't know how the show is going to go because people are bringing their own narratives into it and we're building a story together. And that's wonderful. The next few decades are going to be very, very challenging. So it's really important that we find ways as a country to have better conversations and more productive conversations about the future. We're just trying to give people some tools to help them feel like they can have those conversations and that they can be part of shaping the country's future.